At this very moment, you're afraid. Oh, it's not the kind of fear that makes you scream. It's a quiet, dull fear. A tiny voice that gnaws at your nights and shadows your moments of peace. You're afraid they'll find out the truth. You're terrified that your friends, your boss, or your partner will wake up one morning and realize you aren't the person they think you are. You feel like an actor who has forgotten their lines, but the play keeps going anyway. You're just waiting for that moment when someone taps you on the shoulder and says, "It's over. We know you have no idea what you're doing." What if I told you that this feeling isn't proof of your incompetence, but a symptom of your greatest strength? Welcome to this exploration of ourselves. Today, we aren't just going to talk about psychology. We're going to dismantle the very mechanism that's stopping you from breathing. The feeling of being a fraud doesn't choose its victims at random. It rarely attacks those who do nothing. It ignores the lazy and the arrogant. Its favorite playground, the builders, the dreamers, the perfectionists, those who try every single day to become a better version of themselves. In psychology, we call this imposter syndrome. But that term feels almost too clinical. In reality, it's a hollow sensation in your stomach when someone gives you a compliment. When you're praised, your brain doesn't process it as a success. It treats it like a system error. You tell yourself, if they only knew how lucky I got. You attribute your wins to fate, to luck, or to the fact that everyone else was just distracted that day. The tragedy is that the more you succeed, the more the feeling grows. Every new milestone, every promotion, every new stage in a relationship isn't a victory. It's just a higher roller coaster to fall from. Why is it so hard to own our own worth? To understand why you feel like an imposter today, we have to look at the little you from years ago. In many of our personal stories, love wasn't unconditional. It was transactional. Maybe you weren't told, "I love you," because you are you. Instead, you were shown affection because you got an A, because you were well-behaved, or because you won that trophy. In that moment, your young brain created a dangerous wire. My identity equals my results. You learned that to be safe, to be loved, you had to perform. You started wearing a mask of perfection to meet the expectations of adults. The problem is, you've grown up now, but that little child inside you is still there, terrified that if the mask slips, if you show a single flaw, the love and respect will vanish instantly. You aren't playing to win. You're playing to avoid being caught. Modern psychology has identified 5 common profiles. See which one feels like you. 1. The perfectionist. Even if you succeed at 99%, you only see the missing 1%. For you, if it's not perfect, it's a total failure. 2. The natural genius. You think everything should be easy. If you have to struggle to learn something, you immediately feel like a fraud. If I were truly gifted, I wouldn't need to work this hard, you tell yourself. 3. The expert. You feel the need to know everything before you start. You collect degrees and certifications, but you still feel illegitimate because there's always one book you haven't read yet. 4. The soloist. You think asking for help is a sign of weakness. If you didn't do it all by yourself, it feels like you cheated. 5. The superhero. You push yourself to the limit in every area. Work, fitness, family. You try to compensate for your insecurity by overloading yourself with responsibilities. Here is a counterintuitive truth. The more competent you are, the more you feel like an imposter. Why? Because as you learn, your horizon expands. You realize the sheer vastness of what you don't know yet. This is the Dunning-Kruger effect. Ignorant people are full of certainty because they can't see the limits of their knowledge, while brilliant people doubt themselves because they see everything they have yet to discover. You think others have an instruction manual for life that you somehow lost. You think they are moving forward with certainty while you're just winging it. But the truth is, everyone is improvising. The only difference is that some people accept the chaos, while you think the chaos is proof that you're a failure. Even Albert Einstein, at the end of his life, confessed he felt like an involuntary swindler. If the greatest genius of the last century felt that way, why would you be spared? You don't heal from imposter syndrome by becoming perfect. You heal by changing your relationship with imperfection. First, name the monster. The next time you feel illegitimate, say it out loud. There's my imposter syndrome coming back. By naming it, you separate it from your identity. It's no longer your truth. It's just background noise, like a radio tuned to the wrong station. Next, keep an evidence journal. Your brain is biased to forget your wins and zoom in on your mistakes. Write down every small success, every thank you receive, every problem you solved. When the doubt hits, open that book. Facts don't lie, but your emotions do. Finally, talk about it. Imposter syndrome lives in the dark. When you dare to tell a friend, "I feel like a fraud right now," you often realize they feel exactly the same way. A secret loses its power the moment it is shared. You don't need to be perfect to have the right to be here. You didn't steal your place. You built it, brick by brick, even if your hands were shaking every time you laid one down. The people around you aren't stupid. If they value you, if they work with you, it's because they see something in you that you are still refusing to see in yourself. The next time that little voice whispers that you're a liar, smile at it. Because a true imposter never asks themselves if they are one. Real imposters are too busy deceiving people to have existential crises. The very fact that you're worried, the very fact that you're afraid of not being good enough, is the ultimate proof that you are exactly where you belong. If this video resonated with you, leave a comment. Tell me about that specific moment you felt illegitimate. By sharing our shadows, we realize we are all walking under the same sun. Subscribe so you don't miss the rest of this journey. I'll see you soon.